Hi there, welcome. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, today I'm going to talk about return on investment. I'm going to talk about soft skills. I'm going to talk about management and teams because I'm often asked questions about the things I've just mentioned. So, where shall we begin? Well, people often talk about things like um, communication, change management, workload management, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff in a few minutes. And one of the things they talk about in relation to those is the personal development of individuals, so the personal development of managers, for example. Well, this is often referred to not only as personal development, but as soft skills. So what are soft skills? People often ask me this question. Well, soft skills talk about a combination of personal attributes. There's quite a few things that make up soft skills: communication abilities, interpersonal skills. All of these enable individuals to interact effectively and harmoniously with other people. So, unlike hard skills, which are technical, job specific, soft skills are more about how we work and how we interact with colleagues, with clients, with other stakeholders. So let's think about some key aspects of soft skills, because these skills are crucial in almost any professional setting, because they enhance collaboration and productivity and workplace harmony. I mentioned that a moment ago. They play a crucial role in addressing the various challenges that managers face. So how can soft skills actually help us to manage these challenges effectively? Well, let's think about one of the challenges of management. This is kind of a new, I was going to say a new day, a modern day thing. Managing remote and hybrid teams comes with some challenges. It's a fairly new thing in the scheme of things. So we need clear and concise communication, because that makes sure that remote and or hybrid teams are well informed and feel connected. We need to develop some empathy, because we need to understand the unique challenges remote workers face, because that helps to create supportive policies and fosters trust. That's just a few things in relation to managing remote and hybrid teams. So what about talent acquisition and talent retention? If we build strong relationships with potential and current employees, that can improve recruitment and retention. And negotiation skills coming into this. Effective negotiation skills help in securing top talent and negotiating benefits that satisfy both the employee and the organization. So there's a lot to talk about in relation to soft skills in the area of talent acquisition and retention. All managers know what it costs when somebody leaves and they've got to be replaced. It's a costly exercise, not just in money, but in time, in resources. Let's talk about change management for a minute. We need to be adaptable. We need managers and teams who are adaptable, who are flexible and open to change. Adaptability helps managers to lead by example, and that encourages a similar mindset in their teams. If we can persuade and motivate team members to embrace change through positive reinforcement and clear communication, our influence has been successful. Our influence is positive. These are things that we can develop through working on soft skills. What about employee development and training? Coaches are incredibly helpful in this area. Of course, I'm going to say that I'm a qualified coach, but yet providing guidance and support to help employees to develop their skills and advance their careers pays the organization as much as it pays the individual. And if we can learn how to give and receive feedback in relation to employee development and training and other areas at work, because giving constructive feedback in a way that is encouraging helps employees to improve without feeling in any way demotivated. Time management, workload management, that's a big one. Planning and prioritizing tasks effectively. Make sure that we have balanced workloads. If we have balanced workloads, we have happy teams. If we have happy teams, they're more productive. Learning how to delegate tasks appropriately while maintaining trust and accountability, for example, is crucial. All of this, everything I've talked about so far, can be developed effectively, productively, and positively through the development and training in soft skills. Maintaining team morale is a big one. If we can regularly recognize and appreciate our employees, our team's contributions, that boosts morale and motivation. It's a win-win. It helps us with conflict resolution as well. If team morale is high, conflict resolution is going to be easier. Kind of goes without saying almost, doesn't it? But it has to be said. If we address and resolve conflicts quickly and effectively, that helps us to maintain a positive team atmosphere. And what about performance management? All of these things managers are spending time working on. So if we can make it easier, we can make it productive, more productive, we're on a big win for the organization. We're on a big win for the teams. We're on a big win for the individuals. So let's talk about goal setting. Clear and achievable goals that align with the team's capability or capabilities and the company objectives are powerful. We can work on goal setting by developing soft skills. And motivation, I've mentioned motivation already, but there are motivational techniques that are inspiring. They help people to perform at their best. I don't mean rah, 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 go for it, you know, that sort of chanting you see sometimes in the movies. I'm not talking about that stuff, although that stuff might work from time to time. What about organizational politics? Whoa, they can be a little bit heavy duty sometimes, right? I've certainly worked with a few organizations where the organizational politics have been challenging. Thinking about stakeholder management, building and maintaining good relationships with key stakeholders through effective communication, through diplomacy, is essential if we're to develop good relationships with stakeholders. What about decision making? Fair and balanced decisions that consider the needs and concerns of all parties are the best decisions, right? But how do we make those decisions? How do we learn to include all of those things? This is something that I work with. This is something that I do through working with teams, working with individuals, working with individual managers. Ask questions, send comments. You will always get a response. What about technology? Technology is advancing at a scary, scary rate. A few weeks ago, I watched a TV series that was on Netflix, and do you know what? I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't that good then, right? No, but it had a good point. There were some aliens heading to Earth because the resources on their planet had been so depleted they couldn't live there any longer. But the thing was, the journey was going to take 400 years, Earth years, a long time, right? But the Earth people knew that the aliens were heading to Earth, and they were trying to work out how they could work together and not end up with a conflict situation. But before the aliens arrived, way before, the aliens worked out that the speed of advancement on Earth was so quick that when the aliens arrived after 400 years, they would not be able to find the resources they needed or take the resources they needed. They would not be able to control the Earth because the Earth was going to be too advanced. Okay, that's science fiction. But look at the speed of technological advancement over the last few years, let's say since 1990. It's incredible. So we need to develop learning agility. We need sometimes to quickly learn and adapt to new technologies. And we need to encourage teams to do the same. Addressing challenges related to new technology implementation needs creative solutions. The development of soft skills helps us to find those creative solutions. What about culture and generational differences? I remember years ago, I worked for British Aerospace, and one of my colleagues, in fact, she sat on the desk next to mine, was about to retire, so she was around about 60 years old. I was quite young in comparison. I think I left aerospace when I was 21, 22. So the difference in generation between us was quite a lot. Yet she taught me an incredible amount of stuff, not just about the hard skills relating to the job, but the soft skills that were needed as well. Function in the environment in an office with around about 200 people. So we need to understand and respect generational differences, cultural differences. We need to foster and develop an inclusive work environment. And that requires emotional intelligence. We need to recognize and manage our own emotions and those of other people to navigate generational differences and promote harmony, to navigate cultural differences and promote harmony. So soft skills can help us to address these challenges. So we can deliver, I can deliver, as do many other people, training programs. Because investing in soft skills training programs for managers and teams enhances their capabilities in things like communication, empathy, conflict resolution, and much, much more. Mentorship is powerful. Some managers seek mentorship. I have a couple of managers whom I mentor. And they learn from me. They learn from my experience. I learn from their experiences too, which is really powerful. I excel in soft skills. That's what I'm trained to do. I'm also a qualified therapist and coach, so you kind of get a package. We need to create a culture where feedback is regularly exchanged, because that helps managers, for example, to continuously improve their soft skills. So if we can develop our soft skills, managers, for example, let's just stick with managers for now, managers can more effectively navigate the complexities of their roles, because many managers do have indeed complex roles, right? And that leads to better team performance, higher employee satisfaction, and overall, organizational success. So let's think about return on investment. So let's imagine that you ask me to work with 10 people from your organization, and I'm going to charge 1,000 euros. If you're in the UK, let's call it £1,000. So we're going to charge 1,000 to train 10 people. And that will be for approximately 8 hours, a program lasting about 8 hours. So how do we calculate this return on investment? Well, I'm not trying to teach you to suck eggs. I'm sure you're familiar with this, but I'm going to illustrate it just to show. So the training cost is $1,000 for the program. So what about the hourly wage? How do we work out an average of an hourly wage? Well, we need to consider it, but I'll come on to that in a minute. We need to estimate what the benefits are. So let's say the benefits are going to be improved communication, improved teamwork, conflict resolution, because all those three things can lead to higher productivity. There are others. Those are just three examples. Reduced turnover. We have better team morale, and engagement can decrease employee turnover. And in enhanced performance, improved soft skills can, and often does, lead to better performance and high quality work. So I did some research and I went to the European Commission to do this. I asked, searched what the average hourly pay in Europe currently is. The latest figures I could find were last year, 2023, where the average hourly labor cost in the European Union was around €30.50 per hour. Average, remember. It does differ from one country to another. Countries like France, it would be closer to 30.5, whereas countries that are considered a little bit poorer would be somewhat less. So countries like Luxembourg, Denmark are some of the highest hourly wages, whereas countries like Bulgaria, Romania, they have the lowest. So let's work on this idea of about €30. So it's critical or crucial to factor in these wage differences if we're going to try and work out an average, right? So if 1,000 is spent on soft skills training for a team of 10, we calculate the ROI based on the average hourly wage and potential productivity improvements. So 10 people, €1,000 cost, €100 per employee. Let's keep it simple and assume that the average is €25 per hour of earnings, hourly wage. So over 52 weeks, if training improves efficiency by 1 hour per week per employee on the program, that'll mean we've saved 52 hours per employee. So 52 hours at 25 per hour is €1,300 saved per employee. So total savings for the team of 10 is 13,000. Simple maths, simple example. So the ROI, the return on investment of spending €1,000 on soft skills training for a team of 10 employees with an average wage of €25 per hour and a modest productivity improvement, because the example I gave is quite modest, could be as high as 1,200% improvement return on investment. So that's a potential significant value of investing in employee development, particularly in this case, soft skills. And that can lead to better communication, better teamwork, and overall efficiency. What's not to like? Okay, that's all I'm going to give for today. I hope this has been helpful. If you need more information, don't hesitate. You can leave a public comment or send a direct message, whichever you prefer. You will get a reply no matter what you choose. Have a brilliant day. Take care. I'll speak to you again really soon. Bye for now.